Gentlemen, I think we understand why each of us are here, so I will keep this brief. Bernie hasn't uploaded in over a month again, and it's becoming concerning.
I don't see the issue here. Maybe he just has things going on.
That's a likely story, except for the teeny tiny little detail of he's right here playing Dark Tide as we try to figure this out. Bernie, head in the game.
Oh shit, my bad. Please continue.
Thank you. So, you need to actually talk about Nick again. He's starting to do things again.
Precisely. He may be playing it safe, but he's at least tried. Bernie, turn Ready or Not off and listen to us.
He wouldn't comply with my demands to stand down, though. But fine, have your say.
I understand that your new job, being on vacation and getting sick twice, is taking up your time. But listen to them. You still have something of a channel to maintain, and it is in your best interest, too. Did you really just turn on Rage, too? It's really fucking over at this point. It's gonna take a miracle.
I can't believe it. They had the audacity to leave me here alone. What did I do that meant I had to get left behind? I did the bits. I read the shit they wanted me to. I need to go back. The people need me. If only I knew a way. Wait, what is this? Hall of Fame induction, pretending to be a lawyer again? If he hasn't heard yet, I demand free. Bernie, Nick made it into the Lolcow Hall of Fame and is pretending to be a deadly force legal expert.
Oh yes, now we're talking. Kings and fellow racists, I return now in 2026 healthy, renewed, and ready to commit war crimes on numerous games. But above all else, it's once again time for my once every almost 45-day upload schedule to renew itself for talk of the wall of firmly dry paint that is the Baldo Man. Early December for John Baldo was really status quo, coping on Twitter, restreaming Kurt's streams to come up with content because he wants to be his friend but needs to show it by constantly insulting him and just doing nothing. If you went on Polymarket and bet on whether he'd do nothing, you'd keep winning because nothing kept happening. But late December and early January have been a definite uptick in total Baldo male victories for him. First, he was elected to what is the equivalent of the Lolcow Hall of Fame. He was inducted alongside the warden of Stalker Prison, Patrick Tomlinson, who has given us such wonderful quotes like,
I'm the strongest man you have ever encountered, Stalker. It's why you lash out every second of every day from your pit of weakness and cowardice. Enjoy prison.
and Russell Greer, a man suing Jersh's lawyer for reasons long forgotten, but somehow keeps trying to remind everyone that he's broke, cannot gain access to a computer or system to find cases pertaining to his, but has the money for escorts, and is pulling all sorts of previous trials and cases out of his ass with every single filing he makes, despite the aforementioned apparent computer illiteracy and lack of funds. I digress, but Nick did not get a three-peat on Lolcow of the Year, as that went to Ian Jomha. Hassan could have won just as easily, but I can't complain about Ian taking it. The second victory came in the form of the family dog dying while they were on vacation at their parents'. This opened up two things. First, he can blame his parents for the dog dying and making them pay for cremation or disposal fees. I mean, they would have anyway, since it would have been their money he'd spend to do so. Second, it's one less thing he has to pretend he was responsible for. The frequency of which he actually cared for it is debatable, since he allegedly kept it locked in the bathroom during the peak cover months. Shit. Even Alex Stein went to what I believe was the Flower Mound, Texas City Hall meeting to ask the council to have a moment of silence for the dog after, rightfully, pointing out he was arrested for cocaine possession and his daughter tested positive for cocaine. Strangers and trolls cared for that dog more apparently. Tough scene. Last, the man who doesn't want to be in LawTube, hates LawTube, is not a practicing lawyer, has his right to practice law suspended and has never done a single trial on deadly force, is now re-entering LawTube to pretend to be a lawyer who is intimately familiar with deadly force laws, since Renee Good decided that because she was a who renounced her white privilege, was a lesbian, lost her kids in a divorce, voted on the right side of history, and was a girl boss, didn't need to obey federal agents and promptly took the room temperature challenge via a donation of 9mm rounds from ICE. I don't know what he said about it, but the 85% chance it's incorrect makes me feel good about not looking it up, because he also likely didn't look anything up either. He's also being mogged by the Toe and Kurt in video, and stream views on ICE invading Wilmar and kidnapping his Somalian bulls, which adds the hilarity. The cherry on top would be if he was hiding the most beautiful Somalians in his home, like they're all his Anne Franks for our wife, and claiming it's a leering center because our wife went to college for a teaching class or whatever the fuck. But anyway, here's Baldo Wall.
Bald Donatics. I come at the turn of the tide to become a lawyer once again. You believed my practice ruined. Guess again, niggers. I will resurrect my paralegal practice from the ashes and ascend it to being Cuck, Cata Law and Leering Center, a small, deadly force, divorce, wine, and defamation law firm, ran and operated solely by me, with a Somalian daycare attached to it in my basement, where I threaten the bulls to both teach my children, or I will turn their children into Somalian pepperoni pizza casseroles. I could have saved Renee Good if she simply joined my 9th iteration of the cover, and I could have given her the finer things, our wife, alcohol, and all the drugs I allegedly have again, but don't because you can't prove that I do. Who the fuck cares if I'm wearing sunglasses on stream for the A-logs? It's not suspicious. None of you can process what looking stylish is. I'd be the best looking motherfucker at my local Toyota dealership as I sell you a 2001 Dodge Neon whose transmission is going to fucking explode in about a week the moment you go over 70. Anyway, the dog was given a sneak, undetectable extermination by the gangster computer god at my parents' home. And now I believe they're conspiring with the gangster computer god and the gangster police. They shall be reimbursing me for the emotional trauma. Even Triple H would shit his pants over this. Do any of you even have the emotional capacity to process my grief? My dog comforted me as I kept it in the bathroom while exploring the bodies of multiple people. Alex Stein and all of Flower Mound will never experience a single iota of the psychological rending I was put through. And when I, a newly minted Lolcow Hall of Famer, could not even attain a three-peat for Lolcow of the Year, it was like learning that ICE was deporting the Somalians. Here in my town, they can't understand how devastating this is to my aggressively monogamous marriage, where I follow numerous escorts and OnlyFans models on Instagram that are conveniently in the Twin Cities area. I know Russell Greer could allegedly give me a huge amount of knowledge on how to acquire their services, but he's got some shit going on. See, Goody still isn't a big help. Motherfucker was supposed to astral project himself to these women to secure their services far in advance, but they act like it never happened. Is this guy dead or something? And I am very upset that none of you are offering financial or moral, mainly financial support for my Rumble streams, where I create a hug box, where I continue to definitely not cry over Kurt doing better than me, both with his channel and as a friend to Nate. Doesn't he know the thing to lift his spirits is that you must offer the services of our wife? He's doing it all wrong. And any channel that asks me to guest on there needs to remember something. Everything I say is factually correct, and you do not have both the intellect or moral high ground to correct me. I've forgotten 98% of what I learned about law while learning nothing new to compensate for it. And what I did try to learn fell into the pit where I crammed the booze and cocaine. Anyway, get ready for a new stream in a couple days where I don't tell anyone I'm on someone else's channel till after the fact, and then cope in a Rumble hug box about how shit the person's channel is